podcast with our producer, Matt Stoker. I'm Michelle Welch.
And I'm Roger Welch. So what's up today, Michelle?
A lot of rain, but
It
a lot
is
of great
pouring
things.
today.
Was it pouring really, or did just finally we got some rain?
No, it actually lots of rain because even Will sent me videos of his outside of the apartment. And because there's a hill coming down and it was flooded right in front of their front door. I'm like, well, did it come in? And he was panicking and trying to buy renter's insurance real fast before it came into his apartment. He's like, I'm buying insurance. I can't talk to you.
Would that work?
Yeah, it worked. It didn't get in the apartment though.
Okay. I was wondering if that would be.
He was more paranoid
In
about it, I
time.
think, than anything. But it forced him to get renter's insurance. So
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because you have to have it, don't you?
yes,
Yeah,
you
it's
do. You
required
need to have it.
thing.
Yes, I think it actually in your leases. It's supposed to be. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
supposed to have it.
You're supposed to. I think most of them check and make sure you have it.
Yeah.
Follow up to make sure that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just didn't.
Or they start bothering you. Well, tonight we're going to talk about. We have a lot of in the coming weeks topics and things coming up that we want to talk to you about, and a lot of guests coming back on our show.
Yep.
It's interesting. One of my friends. Actually, we were trying to think of what tarot cards we are. A friend of mine's going to do is doing a deck. I'll just say her name, Jamie Sawyer, because she's been posting it. And she's like, well, which? And I never filled it out because I was just like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say which tarot card I should be, right? And so I turned one in, and then it was really nice because, and this does tie back into what we're doing here, Chris Ann Donnelly, who does the Light Seers Tarot, and I've got them here, two of her decks. One of them Hay House, and one of them the Hay House version, and then the version I bought of hers, her independent deck when she did it. Y'all seen me use these a million times.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has the Muse Tarot. She has all. I really like her a lot. And she said, "Oh, I see you, Michelle, as being like the." What was she? 4 of Wands, she said, or the 3 of Cups. And the reason she said was, she said, because you're really good about bringing people together and bringing community together, something like that. And the reason I say that is I thought, that first of all, thank you. And I think we do that through this show, through this podcast.
Yeah.
A lot. And we've gotten to know a lot of people, not only in the United States, but kind of around the world through some of the things things I've spoken at and things we've done. Tony Poulet, we've had from Germany.
We've met people from all over the world.
Yeah, from a lot of Brazil. So we want to start mixing it up. It's not always going to be tarot, but we wanted to show you guys some of our products that, not to make it like a whole show on here's what you can buy, but to tell you kind of what we're about. Through all the craziness in the world right now, you kind of get back to what's important to you, what do I want to spend my time doing, right? Have a lot of you been thinking about that?
No, I'm here all the time working.
Well, then that's hopefully what you want to be doing, right?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's hopefully what you want. Is that what you want to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
in
right.
that, one of the biggest things about you, Roger, is that you love to create.
Right.
So we have created a lot of things at SoulTopia, and when we were smaller, we had a lot more time for that, and that's how our business started. So we just wanted to kind of take you through a little bit. And because of COVID, we've had some new employees. We've gotten so busy during it, we've had to hire to hire new employees and new readers. So it's not like we've gotten rid of people, we've hired more people. So
Tracy came back today, and was moving stuff in and out. She came back last week, but she was here so early.
Right.
And then she was here today for a little while, and she's moving some stuff around. And she's like, who are all these people here?
Yeah.
Because everybody was new.
Yeah. So it's not like it's been they're not all new.
No, not all.
We have a lot of
the
new
people that were here this afternoon were new.
Yeah, we have a lot of new people, and it's actually been a really great mix of people working that we've added into the store. And so even we were just talking about, do they really know our whole mission and how it started and why we're doing what we're doing? So that's why I kind of wanted to talk to you and show you some of the products that we have that are uniquely SoulTopia, and that I was going to say that we're only available at SoulTopia, but that's not true because some other stores actually carry our products, and so it's they'll buy the products from us, and you can buy them there also. So, but these are made by us. So we started with bracelets.
We started with bracelets.
You want to talk about that, Roger?
So
our whole career began in this, right?
Yeah. So been lots and lots. And actually, these are the ones you made the other day. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can tell about them.
One thing is that this is where we started. Everybody wants to know, how'd y'all get into this? Well, so kind of my elevator pitch of how we got into this is we're those nighttime people that sleep in the morning, real early in the morning, maybe. 3 o'clock, we're probably still up at night, fall asleep around 4, back up around 8, 9, something like that, and getting started for the day. But back in the day, we could either find something productive to do, or we ran around to little clubs here and there and stuff like that. So we found out that this was a lot of fun, and it was actually relaxing, almost like a meditation, to design and bead bracelets. And so we started making the bracelets 12 years ago? 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
I don't even know.
It's been a long time now. It's like when we met, seems like maybe possibly. It was like we just started making bracelets, and we'd just sit around, we'd make bracelets. And it was just relaxing, sit there, watch TV, we'd make the bracelets, we'd sit there and then we started designing bracelets with different intentions.
Well, I think we always kind of, from the very beginning, we sort of would say I know my crystals really well. Roger knows his crystals really well. When you start getting into learning about beads, they're crystals still, but it's it's a little different because they don't always look exactly like what you're looking at in a book of this is what a piece of, let's say, azurite would look like. It's not going to look like in the form or necessarily or lepidolite, and it depends on if it's in the book that you're looking and where you're learning. Is it tumbled? Is it raw? Mm-hmm. You never really know. So when you're looking at a bead, it's a little bit different. And I've already told the story one time about how the astrologist, Monty Farber, learned is to be, no, is it astrologer? I'm still confused. What do they like to be called? Oh,
astrologer?
There's one that they prefer. I haven't learned. And
Let's
I
go
can't
with
remember.
astrologer.
Okay, but anyway, they had predicted that I'd be making bracelets, and I said that was crazy. So now we do have people help us make our bracelets. We have a team of, in fact, one's coming back to even get us caught up. So quite a few. The newest ones we have, let me see those.
These are
we
here.
have the Orisha. We've started carrying. Well, we always had Orisha products because I had channeled Oya, which is one of the Orishas. She's not always listed as one of the 7 African powers, but the Orishas started in Africa primarily. Then the religion spread out to like Cuba and to different places, right? Okay, so there's different places like Santeria and stuff like that have Orishas, and they have a high priestess and things like that. So, or high priest. Primarily high priest. So we are trying to get, and I think we're pulling it off, somebody really amazing from Canada to actually teach a Zoom class of that for us. So, but because we want somebody really, really good to teach the class. But I was still channeling for some of my clients Orishas before I even knew, like years ago, before I knew that much about it. So Oya was the first one. We don't have that in here. And I did no research. I did nothing. I purely channeled. And it turned out her colors were exactly what the colors supposedly she has. Mm-hmm. We've added the 7 typical ones. And we have statues too. And we have candles. But we make the bracelets. And we just, like the 3 we have here is we have Ogun. And I might not be saying them right. Or Ogun, I don't know. So that's why I'm not teaching the class, but I'll be in it. Orisha of Iron, he's a shaman and sorcerer. He helps with creativity and invention. Is a god of truth and justice. So on this one, it's and you know what? I think this is the wrong tag that's on that. I think the one that I just did. We'll figure it out later, but I think these may be not tagged right. I know this one's tagged right. It's Abdallah, and this is the father of all Orishas. Typically, you see him depicted as all white, and all white.
Kind of a salt and pepper beard.
So all these are going to have basalt on them. Is kind of how I like to distinguish certain lines. And this one, he helps in difficult times and gives strength. if I'm showing that good. Love that one. I
What's
love
cool about
this
the
one.
basalt in that also is that's a metallic coated, hematite coated basalt.
Yeah, and it's also, we have a cowrie shell on each of the bracelets too,
Right.
that is very unique to Orisha. So on every
Correct.
one of those. And then we have Chango, and I'm pretty sure that those two are mixed up with the wrong tags. They're just being made, and I might have not left great notes, but they're made correctly. So then I also have been, since I've written the book, The Magic of Connection, we've come out with another new line that's going to be coming out, and it's the Magic of Connection line, and it's going to have in the middle of it what's called like an AB. AB. If y'all ever seen beads or any crystals that say AB, it's usually just has this coating that they call AB, and
It's
these
that
are
rainbow effect.
it's
that
kind of that
auric-
iridescent
rainbow
look
effect.
to it.
Yeah.
And so they're either going to, that's going to be what's going to be in the middle of these, because the magic connection to me ultimately ties back to Raziel, even though I don't go to it very much in the book, and to Merlin, which Archangel Raziel is the archangel that is Merlin also. It's like, has the energy of Merlin. So there's 4 of the bracelets we've started on already for that, and for different purposes, all of the different ones, and they'll have the AB in the middle. So that's how we do them, and we carefully check. We do research. So it says research the bead, the crystal, the topic. On the Orishas, certain ones had favorite numbers.
Yep.
So there's so many of a certain number on the bead. There might be 7 of one bead, and then 7, and then the rest all basalt or something like that.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
When we first did the archangels, that was first.
We made the archangels first, and then we made tarot immediately after that.
Right.
Which archangels, that year we made those, were actually one of the best of show.
This is an original archangel.
That's
it doesn't even
original.
have the tie on the back.
Right.
If you can see it, they used to have more bling on them.
Yeah.
It actually may even had more, maybe
They had some
pave on
paves. Some had
Yeah.
paves on them. But yeah, that was one of our first ones, and that was in the Insights magazine. It was in the Cover Awards.
Yeah, last year
Yeah.
our tarot. It was in the
Tarot.
the Cover magazine or Insights magazine
Insights, yep.
years ago for like best new gift idea, and was the angels.
Yeah, the angels.
And then we did all the tarot. So for I still want to do some more of the tarot. We did the major arcana, all of them. And when we go to like Reader Studio in New York, we donate a whole set of those. So so that's 22 bracelets that we donate. So
Plus,
that's
you
always fun.
also, what's really cool is you can get those together for like your birth cards, to represent birth cards.
Exactly.
We've done that a lot. And
Yeah.
people like that, especially at Reader Studio, to be able to do that with get your birth card bracelet to wear.
And especially if they come to one of our birth card classes, which
Exactly.
we do have. And we're going to start cranking up these classes again, you guys. For those who are comfortable to come in the store, we'll have a limited number, so you'll need to reserve. But all the classes are pretty much cranking up again in store. But don't worry, those of you who I know have a lot of people who watch from out of town and out of state, maybe even out of the country. Some of you, not maybe, we do, have taken some of the classes.
So the goal is to kind of figure that out,
We're going
right?
to still try to do Zoom also.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are the bracelets, how we started. And then at the same time, because of beads, you want to talk about the malas?
So yeah, at the same time we made the malas. Now this is a straight up an adventure for us. You should see us making malas because, all right, so the malas have 108 beads. You know, these do, the long ones like this. They have 108 beads. You have your marker beads, your guru beads. So we make these on it's silk, okay? It's a silk cording that we make these on. So we I don't know, 6 feet. We take off about 6 feet of cording, cut it, knot it. And I'm sitting on this side of the bed. Michelle's sitting on this side of the bed. And as she puts the bead on one end, I'm sliding from that end to my end and doing the knot.
He knots. You knot in between each bead. You don't
Because
have to, but it helps you to count.
So we make ours very traditional. They are knotted between each bead. We use 108 plus the marker beads plus the guru bead. And so give you guys an idea, Michelle and I, we make all of these. And so when we do these, she's sliding the beads on, and I'm putting the knot between each one. We can knock out 108 beads on this in about an hour because of the way we've been doing it for so long, but also it just is so smooth the way we just have the rhythm of just. Sometimes though she gets a little faster than I do though, because the part of sliding the bead on, sliding the bead zone's a little bit easier than the knot. So sometimes I'll look down and there'll be like 10. I'm behind like 10 beads, but I catch up pretty fast.
And we've collected guru beads from just all over, all different kinds of shows we go to. Those are all either Tibetan silver or sterling silver.
So
some of
these
them need
two,
to be polished.
yeah. Well, these two here came out of those two are the Turkish silvers that we got from different shows.
Tibetan, yeah, Turkish,
yeah. Well, but this was actually one of those when Rhonda gave us that bag of broken jewelry stuff, and she's like, "Hey, this stuff is some of it's not really nice, but
it was from an estate sale.
From an estate sale, and so that's where that came from, and those are really cool beads too. So those are
So the thing with mala is just we have classes on those too, and I think Roger, you have a class coming up.
I want to have a class, and if y'all are interested in this, y'all need to hit me up and let me know how many people are interested. But I want to have a class where you come to class and make a mala, okay? And I need to know who's interested and who would want something like that. Because I'm going to have like certain beads already kind of set aside for the malas, and we'll be making 108 bead mala. I mean, that's what we're going to do in this class. So come expecting to set for about 2 hours, maybe 2.5, because there is a little bit of a learning curve. But once you get it, it really is kind of getting into a meditative state, and within the sliding the bead zone, tying the knots, and then sliding the next one on.
And then
the only thing is you won't have Michelle there putting the beads on for you. You're going to have to put the beads on yourself. Okay.
No, it's not hard to put the beads on. That's the easy part. And making your design and laying it out ahead of time, that's really always fun. And to kind of channel that and decide what you want to do, how you want it to look. He'll give you actually a history of it too. There's a brief history of that I have in my book that's coming out, The Magic of Connection. The brief history is it was Hindu, passed to Buddhism. It's actually where probably what are they called? Rosary beads. Sorry,
rosary beads.
Rosary beads came from there, and then it's. But no matter what your belief is, you can start, and you just say an intention or say a mantra with every one of the beads, and if you do all 108, trust me, you will be calmed down. You'll be in a meditative state. I've seen a lot of people saying they have anxiety. That is a perfect way to work on your anxiety. I'm gonna tell you for sure. So,
and we still custom make these. So like if we make when we can, we still like to do it. Make these.
Speaking of one of the things that I love,
we do custom make them.
That you love custom, that you do, and we're down to so few. But Roger wire wraps too, and he also does wire wrapping classes for those of you who want to learn to wire wrap your own stones. And I'm not very good at that, but he teaches you everything you need to know about it. And then if you're like me and you're not that great at it, you're still going to go away with a couple of good pieces because he'll help you. But other people are really good and they pick it up and now they wire wrap. But he doesn't have as much time, but you can get specialty wire wrapping here by him. One of the things I used to love that we did, and we still could, we just don't promote it as much, is we had where you would say what your favorite color is, what your least favorite color is, something you want to work on in your life, something you want less of in your life, and something you want more of in your life. And we would actually put together a bracelet like this with either 3 or 5 of these on there, and we would choose the stones for you. So it's sort of a channeled with a little bit of your guidance of what you want more of, what you want less of. You could tell us which stones if you wanted to. And they hang on little clips, and they hang from a leather cord, and you can make it any length you want. That's one of my favorite things that we've ever made here, because I would have so many of these, And a lot of people will wear them all on one chain, all together, just clumped up. And it was so much prettier to me for them to be spaced out. I've stumbled across some of those pictures, and actually from a lot of other people who've worn them. A friend of mine who was wearing it, and her head's cut off because she was literally in modeling contracts, but she has a five-piece one on, and they're absolutely beautiful. So you can hit us up to do that too if you want. It's just have to have some notice for it.
Yeah.
But what else?
Well, probably the one project that we did that kind of, because we didn't work on it like straight through, that took probably the longest, is the Pendulum Palooza book.
Yeah, it did take a while. So we have, if you want to.
So on this one, it's a book, it's a flip chart book. So
Not a calendar.
It's not a calendar. This is designed to be used with your pendulums. So inside each page, Matt, I've got to turn the wrong way, Matt. Inside of the book, we have, on the bottom side, there's a pendulum chart. Okay, this one actually happens to be just for numbers. But then on the top part of it, it gives you an explanation for those numbers. For example, even on this one, here's one on, this one's on animals. So like if you wanted to know maybe like, guardian animals, anything like that, spirit animals, there's animals and explanations of where they work from. So it was actually kind of a challenge of getting, this together and how the wording.
Because we have so many different things in here.
There's colors in here. There's
pretty much anything you can
chakras
think of.
in here. There's animals. There's tarot cards. There's dates. There's all types of information.
So if anybody
in
this listening and wants me to pendulum for them a totem, animal, or a goddess, or a tarot card, anything like that in here, a past life,
That's my favorite. Where you were and what you were in a past life.
So let's do one real quick. And if y'all want to ask, you can. So the past lives, and you also at the top of each chart, you can ask it. And we also make pendulums. Roger has classes on pendulums. We did not make this one, but this is one of our favorites. And his is my favorite of all time. It's this big, huge quartz that is like this big wizard come in with his quartz. So like, get away from me with that, because who knows what kind of magic you're wielding my way. But there's charts. And you can ask the chart, should I use it? And mine's immediately going to yes. So I'd use
so the question on here is actually, Carla would like to know what her spirit animal is and a past life.
And a past life. Okay, so I'm going to ask if I need to, and then the reason that should I use this board comes in handy, the yes, no at the top. You could just ask your pendulum, but to have the board to help you is Carla's spirit animal that she wants to know about right now on this page. And let's see what we get. I'm getting a no. It's not on that page.
So the reason that is because we have several pages of just animals, or a couple of pages of, tarot cards or herbs or essential oils and different things in here.
So it looks like a yes. And so then I'm trying to do this without knocking the microphone. So we'll just have to, so I'm going to ask, this is on reptiles and amphibians is where it landed. There may be more.
Are you saying she's kind of snaky?
No.
Or kind of froggy?
No.
Kind of froggy?
No.
Oh.
You're saying that.
Carla's kind of froggy,
okay, so
guys.
Carla, what animal totem could help? I'm going to say Carla right now with a specific issue that she's going through. Which animal totem would it be? And I just let it go for a little while till I feel a really good tug. I can tell it's tugging over to the right, and it's lingering between these two. And I'm trying to decide which one. And if you get right over the top of it, I could feel, intuitively knew it was going. But I didn't make it go there. It's crocodile. And so the thing about crocodile, then I come up here and I read the little bit we wrote. And crocodile is, and it's right above it, it's cunning, brave, resilient, and has ancient knowledge. So crocodiles are considered like kind of record keepers in that they have a lot of ancient knowledge. But cunning, brave, resilient, and ancient knowledge for the crocodile. So that's the one I got for you, Carla. And she wanted to know past life. We'll do that real quick. So you can do, I'm not going to take this all the time to do this, but you can do what period it is from the beginnings of forever, like prehistorical, all the way to now plus.
I think since you got crocodile and she's asking about past life, it must be dinosaurs.
And then you can do so. There's CE, current era, and there is before current era. So way back.
BCE.
Yeah, and so let's just get, instead of a location, I kind of want to know what she did. I want to know what she did.
'Cause she said that's weird. She saw one in her mind's eye this morning.
Well, let's see which one. What, a crocodile?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so for Carla right now, which past life that's most important with an issue in Carla's past life? In Carla's life right now, which past life, what did she do in that past life? And I'm going to ask it to swing bigger. I'm actually going to get it circling and then to go wherever it's supposed to go.
And there goes the thunder.
Yeah. You were a fisherman. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's some sort of Viking era, something like that is what I'm feeling. I don't know. It's a fisherman. Where they have crocodiles. Maybe Egypt. Crocodiles in Egypt?
Yeah.
On the Nile.
They had crocodiles on the Nile.
He gave me a dirty look like a... Yeah. Okay, so that's how you use it.
At least you didn't say Florida, guys.
Because that's alligators.
That's alligators. Gator, gator, gator.
I know that from football.
Gator, gator, gator.
The Florida Gators. That's the only reason I know that, probably.
So you know we've sold about 40 or 50 of those books this month.
Just this month.
last
These
month.
are
I got to
fun.
reorder them because I think we only got maybe about 10 of them left.
I've told him for 2 weeks to reorder. So these are really, really fun.
I know Meredith wants
use.
one. You better hurry up and order it, Meredith.
Here's what you need to do. You need to, when you use them, or I'd suggest, is really set your intention, though. So you can say, tell me about a past life. Well, we've probably had like 60,000 of them, a lot of us or something. So say, what's a past life that's influencing me right now that I might want to dive into a little bit more? And how has that affected me? Why would Carla, being a fisherman or fisherwoman in a past life, I get man, to be honest with you, on that one. And you can ask man or woman, and where, and then she could ask where, and then she could ask what time period. And that could be any time, right? It could be now. Well, it's not now, but unless that was a parallel universe or something. Anyway, they're fun to use. This book's been really popular.
Yep.
Okay, so, and I mentioned the pendulums that he's helped a lot of people make pendulums. He will also make you your own personal pendulum. He also will do pendulums that you can wear as jewelry, as bracelets or necklaces or ankle bracelets. So that's a fun class too.
Lauren. Oh, she's not even watching tonight.
Oh, what about Lauren?
She was the first one I made those for.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice. Okay, so then talk about your water and stuff.
Okay, so let's see here. All right, so I make two different. Actually, I make a lot of different ones. These are just the two I get the biggest call for. So this one here, and I changed the bottle on it because can't find bottles anymore hardly at all because of COVID-19. Plastic bottles that anybody can put hand sanitizer in, they're sold out. So when these finally got available,
they're everywhere. Y'all.
I
We have
bought
boxes everywhere, and I'm
Michelle
like, what's in that box? It's Christmas. He's like bottles, and I'm like, okay.
just this
more
bottle.
bottles.
Yeah, so both of these are, just give you an idea. Okay, both of these are 8-ounce bottles. Okay, just one's short and squatty, one's tall and skinny.
Don't discriminate against the bottles.
I didn't. Actually, I kind of like this one because it actually, for your hand, it fits just right.
Yeah, I actually like that too.
It fits just right in your hand. But the Florida water is, where this is different than the others. One, I do put a spray cap on it. So if you want to just spray it around your space, get some of that on you, Matto.
Yeah, clear you out, Matt.
Get you cleared out over there, Matt. So I put a spray head on this because you can use it as basically kind of like a sage, a clearing spray,
it
right?
smells really good. I'm not kidding. He's got, somebody look up somebody who has a good nose for like being a perfumery person. That's what he was in a past life. I swear. What is the word for that?
A perfumery? What did you say?
Perfumery.
The hell is she talking about?
Perfumery.
Perfumery?
That's what I said the first time, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said perfumery. But whatever that is.
Oh my God.
There's got to be somebody who has a nose for that. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So what's cool about this, though, is that I do not put any denatured alcohol in it, which does cause cancer. The commercial, I always tell people, the commercial made one that you actually buy out there, no joke, it's cheaper than what we sell. I mean, it's about $3 to $4 per bottle cheaper.
Cheaper till you get cancer.
Yeah, but it does have a couple of things in it that I don't really like.
Serious?
One being denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol, if you remember the old camp stoves, you put the alcohol in, pumped it up, and to light it, that's denatured alcohol. It burns. And we're going to go over this in a few minutes, just a minute, what you do with it. And think about it, though, is you don't want to put something that causes chemical around you or causes cancer. That chemical does cause cancer. Okay, it is known fact that denatured alcohol.
It's also very highly flammable.
Very highly flammable
Not
also.
Ours. Another thing you can do is open it on your table. If you're reading, a lot of readers will just, and I don't want to make a mess, but you can just open your jar, set this off to the side, and just let, a lot of the readers will do that with Florida water.
So,
because I made a list. It was on.
well, what the other thing, though, that it doesn't have, get to the list in a second. The other thing it doesn't have is it does not have the blue dye or the yellow dye. So in the other commercially made product, they actually have yellow dye and blue dye. A lot of people put this in their bathtub. Okay, so think about that yellow dye, blue dye going in your bathtub, in your bath water, and denatured alcohol that you're bathing in. So you're bathing in dyes and denatured alcohol. Not a very good combination.
Right.
So with this one, we make it with 100%. It's a distilled water. We use 190 proof alcohol. Okay, and we use essential oils, and it has a very citrusy smell to it versus a real chemical smell. The other one, to me, always, even before I made this, and I just didn't care for it because it always had a chemical smell to it.
Yeah,
this doesn't.
All of them I've ever smelled.
Yeah, this doesn't have that.
Good ones.
Yeah, this one doesn't have that chemical smell at all. It's straight up. Now, and we did post this last week, and now you were talking about the things that you can do with it. One,
well,
like
there
I
were
said,
11 things that I posted.
Yep.
Y'all can look. It's on Instagram. There's 11 things you can do, but like you can bathe in it. You can use it on your table.
Yep.
You can spray it to clear. It'll get rid of spirits you don't want around. It'll call in spirits you do. It's just all kinds of stuff.
And if you want to use this,
you can even clean your floors with it.
Yeah, like Michelle was talking about, the screw top, just if you want to use it to set on your table, take the screw top off. If you want to pour a little bit in your bath water. We had a lady the other day, she was a little disappointed because it had a spray top instead of the regular cap top. I'm like, just unscrew it. It'll be fine. Just unscrew it and pour a little bit in and you're in good shape.
So tell us about so that won an award. We've told y'all about that before, and this too, so we won't spend too much time on these.
Yeah, and then this one is the Dragon's Blood Smudge and Protection Spray. This has the Dragon's Blood, this white sage. And this, once again, is made with distilled water, has crystals inside, Himalayan salt inside, and a whole lot of essential oils. This one has a lot of essential oils, and it's not just one. It's got like six. This has 6 different essential oils in it, different types. And this one, people get mad when I don't have this in stock.
We get in trouble.
I get yelled at. If I don't have this made and it's sitting on the shelf, I'm getting yelled at.
Yeah, not by us, but
by Carlton.
Well, because he gets yelled
at. Wait, let me see who's watching. I'm gonna call. I'll call out somebody who's watching that's probably yelled at me. Wes probably has.
No.
Lexi.
Well, a lot of stuff that we need to say.
But I love you, Lexi. But
we do love Lexi. Okay, so next, while we're on the topic of resins or incense and clearing, which we've done a lot of shows on, so we're not going to give a whole lesson in it, but you want to show them our newest thing is making resins, our own powdered incense.
Powdered incense.
It's amazing.
So.
It's super amazing.
We've been selling the powder.
They're going to be in pretty jars, you guys. Just so you know, not this one.
Not this one.
No.
If y'all came in and saw this if Michelle came in and had the shelves filled with these, she would stroke.
I can't believe you're showing it.
Y'all know
right
that's
now.
true, right?
To be honest with you, it's like, what the heck? No.
Yeah, well, look inside though.
Which one is that? Gold mine?
Gold mine right there. Woo!
So what's that for?
Okay, so this right here is kind of like an alternative to if you're using right now the one for money drawing. Okay, think about this as like going beyond that. Okay, this is bringing in wealth, not just money, but bringing just real wealth in.
Okay.
Because this is how this one is set up. This has, I've got, so what I did, just so you know, the place we were, so, and we still do, we do sell quite a few powdered incense because it's very easy. You take a spoon, put a spoonful on anything that's fireproof, your cauldron or anything that's fireproof, and just a quick light, and it just smokes great, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we sell a lot of that stuff. Well, but some of it was actually getting a little bit tough for us to get. It was just getting harder and harder to get. So I was like, I can really do something. I've been thinking about this too for like probably about 2 years.
Because we're going to
3
set
years.
our own intentions in it, and it be our product purely.
So I've been thinking about this for like a couple of years, and I'm like, I know there's stuff out there, and I've seen it. And so one of our places, I called him up. He had a whole bunch of powdered incense, unscented. It's like 25-pound box. They literally is a box.
Another thing. Yeah. We need a new building.
I got 8 boxes, 25 pounds a piece.
So anyway, so
what I did, so then I started mixing them. I've got my little grinder, and I mix my different herbs, grind it down to super, super, super fine, like baby powder. And then I started adding it into the powdered incense because this just has the color and the wood chips.
Which one is that one?
And this is the evil eye protection. This is evil eye protection is what this is.
Smells good too. The thing about, I walked around with it in a store the other day. The thing is that you don't have to have the coal. You know, usually you'll either get an incense stick, you'll get a sage bundle. We still have all of that. You'll get loose sage, and you have something to catch it in. But sometimes you'll get the herbs, and you'll light them on a piece of coal. This you just put right in a fireproof container. A little cauldron, a little pot, something that you use that's fireproof, and you just pour the resin in and you light it, and it lasts a long time. A little bit goes a long way. I'm not kidding. It's the best thing I've seen burn is this incense. And I just walked through the whole store with it, and it just smelled, amazing. Because like I said, he's a perfumery person, whatever that is. Yeah, well, he's a magician. So, and I like the fact that we're setting our own intentions with all of our products we do. We set our own intentions. We set intentions for the highest and best good. We don't program our things. A lot of people will say they're blessed with Reiki and all that. It's just, I put the energy of the beings that I work with. So it is Reiki because I'm a Reiki master healer, teacher, but it's more than that. It's a lot more than just that Reiki charged. Just to be honest, gets thrown a lot around. People will stick that on every single package, and that's not. Anytime you buy anything from us, we also clear it in the singing bowl before you take it home. Our other big thing, and we'll kind of stop with this, and maybe I can't see the clock because there's a lamp brush in front of it, but I know we started late. Oh, so we're time.
You started 5 minutes late.
Okay, so we have these cards. We've shown them to you before, so we won't go into great detail. They are our crystal oracle cards. I'm very, very proud of these. This was a joint effort. Laura Pace, who is hopefully going to be reading some more with us. She was on a couple weeks ago again, and she has twins, so she's very busy and very busy with work and stuff. But on the back, they have the SoulTopia.
Of the SoulTopia Dallas
mural.
Angel.
From down at Bishop Arts, the city angel looking over this crystal city of Dallas. And each card has the crystal and then a description. And so you can use these to actually, you can learn your crystals with this, or you can use them to do readings. We've shown these before. They're great. And they're for sale individually. Roger's working on getting some packaging of sets of these, but we have so many. It's not like just 40 cards. I mean, we're going to probably have over 300 by the time it's
right now. We got 124 different ones,
Yeah.
and we got more coming.
So they'll keep going.
Yeah.
So that's really quickly running through, and a lot of work, right? A lot of
Yeah.
stuff that we do. We've done so many other things. We have so many other classes, but these are the main things that we're really trying to stick to, instead of doing too many things on our own. Make sure the products that we
Well,
do self-make are
You've
are
got
good.
your book coming out.
Yeah.
Plus, we have some mini books that we're going to be self-publishing also. We got 5 different, is it 5 different?
5 to start with, mini
Yep.
books. There'll be little bitty guides. The first one's probably going to be on saging. And briefly, one thing we talk about in there is where you source things from. And Roger, you might want to go ahead and tell them about your Palo Santo.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
in.
So we've had a huge call of, well, we've always got a huge call for Palo Santo, right? But I did finally, the people we normally buy from are people we see at shows. We've known these people for years. So I've got more coming. I've actually have 40 kilos because we're not really getting to see anybody at shows, although I think we might get hold of one in a few weeks. But we got 40 kilos of Peru's finest Palo Santo.
Comes
See, I
with,
had to throw that little Peru's finest
it comes with,
Palo Santo, and it's coming with all the documentation and everything. It's actually coming from, like I said, it's coming from a farm, so you're not having to worry about things being cut down in the Amazon or anything like that.
all the
So
stuff that you read about.
guess what? We'll be having that coming in. Once it hits the door with all documentation, y'all are going to see the documentation. We do not hide it from anybody at any time.
Yeah, you'll
We
see it.
want everybody to know, exactly what's going on here.
Yeah. And it's going to be great so that y'all can settle that little issue. Not that we hear it that much, but we read about it a lot. Where's that? And people who don't really research it, they'll go, like, oh, well, did you know that tree has to lay dead for 7 years before it even has a smell to it? But most people have no clue. They just read a little thing and then they say, oh, you're misappropriating, or you're appropriating, or is one thing. Not to us, but to a lot of people. We're very careful to go to sources and ask their opinion about using stuff. That's stuff I've talked about a whole bunch. Have very strongly about it, and then we also source it very carefully. So.
And today, sage came in.
Oh, it says
So if you need sage, you better get sage.
Yeah, so our
'Cause it
sage
came in
is
today,
and I had
and
to
that's
count
gonna
all
go
that
fast.
stuff, you guys, and then y'all buy it, and we're sold out, and I'll be counting again on Tuesday, and that's great. I mean, like,
This is
next
Michelle's
week.
favorite thing to do, so don't worry about it. She loves to count sage.
It's calming. I don't know. I'll count beads too. It's just I love doing that kind of stuff. But did anybody else ask for? We can finish with that. We just wanted y'all to. I don't mind doing a few more little, even a crystal drawing reading, but I just wanted y'all to know kind of where we're at with our products. It's interesting because we're not having any trouble really getting our products.
No.
The majority, now that he's gotten the bottles, that was the big issue.
Yeah.
But we still feel like it's kind of important to get back to some of our roots, take the time to make our own products, and because you'll be seeing more and more of that.
Definitely see more.
Yeah. So, you want me to draw you a crystal card?
Sure, I'll take
I
one.
don't know which ones you brought out here.
I just grabbed the ones that were on the front,
Okay.
so I don't know either.
So what this is going to be for what's making Roger so grumpy. I'm
What?
kidding. I'm kidding. I drew Apache tear, and that is the tears of Native Americans. It's good for change, grief, forgiveness, spontaneity, distress, combats self-limiting beliefs, and helps you move forward. So why might that be a card for you right now, do you think?
I don't know. You tell me you're reading.
Okay, well, I do know you're going through a lot of change because you're up here at the store all the time, and it maybe is helping you move forward with that. But I do see it primarily as a stone of grief. So there may be some grief you're going through that, a little loss of something. He hasn't told me that he feels that way, but that's what the card would imply.
Okay.
Matt, can I draw one for you?
Sure.
Be worried, Matt.
Do you have a question?
I do not, no.
So I'll just see what you need to know, what crystal might help you this week,
Sure.
okay? All right. I got the exact same card. Y'all
Oh,
saw
shit.
me mix
Oh,
them.
boy.
So again, this is what I wrote for the cards, and they're just blurbs. They can, for the crystals, they can mean more. But I will tell you that Apache Tear is the number one, probably tier crystal. It's a form of obsidian for grief. So for any kind of distress or grief, it can have to do with forgiveness, but it's typically when that it involves some grief, some loss, okay? And also needing to move forward through something. So both of you guys got that. Some grief going on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Grief can be not just the loss of a loved one, the loss, it can also be a job or the loss of a routine. So I could see maybe a lot of people needing this card right now, needing this crystal right now. I'll put it back in and I'll see if I get it. Here, you draw. Because I'll probably just manifest them, draw the same one. These crystal cards are awesome, you guys.
Oh my God, she got the same one.
No, I didn't. I did. He drew the exact same one. So I would say, I can say for me, I have been having a lot of grief. I have been having the changes, the grief. I've been struggling with some limiting beliefs, some beliefs that are making me question everything that's going on. Are a lot of y'all feeling that way? Just a lot of what's going on in the world, and is what I'm doing and the time I'm spending the most productive for what's going on in the world? So I'm not surprised at all that I got a card on grief, because I think things are kind of a little bit, there's a lot of change. So for me, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Sounds about right.
Let's draw one more.
Why?
Just, okay.
you
Y'all
worried?
pick number 1 or number 2 for the week, and we'll end on that.
Oh, by
Okay.
the way, a couple people asked about the pendulum that Michelle was using.
It's amazing.
This pendulum comes from a group that we actually buy. They make these crystal ball necklaces,
See if that's
things like that. Very Nordic, Norse looking pieces also. We do have them, not at the store right now, but we do occasionally get those.
We have some of the earrings.
We have some earrings
of
and the pendants,
the
but not
balls, the crystal
those.
balls. This is a Herkimer diamond, but we have some big ones. Like I have a big crystal ball like this, but we have them in all sizes.
But that one is sterling silver. The top is silver. The chain is silver.
And it's got blue.
The-
Mine has blue topaz.
It has blue topaz. Is it also blue topaz? All blue topaz?
Mine's all blue topaz.
Blue topaz. We also had one that was all like Jimmy quality peridot. Even the quartz in that one is actually a true clear cut and
It's
polished
a Vogel.
quartz.
Actually, that's a Vogel.
Vogel
quartz.
quartz. Yeah, it's like high quality clear quartz, like water quartz. Clear, you can see through, no problems.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, so those are not your $25
So you
pendulums.
keep it
but
in, definitely.
you keep it separate from everything else because you want to keep up with it.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
Michelle, because Michelle loses things.
Definitely.
And then has to get a pendulum to help her find it and doesn't have the pendulum.
Then I have to
Yeah.
charge her for another pendulum.
Those are nice if y'all want. We can locate him, but you might want to call us and kind of get a price on that first.
Yeah.
Okay, so choose
Okay.
number 1.
I got one.
Okay, so you're first, number 1.
No, you go ahead.
Is it the same?
Hell yeah.
Oh, go. Just say it then.
So let me see here. So, you know what? When I see Apache tears and things like that, it's not just about the grief about things, it's actually about the forgiveness. So if you got number 1 this week and you're talking about what I'm saying, you need to be thinking about the forgiveness of things. It could be yourself, it could be for somebody else, but think about that forgiveness of sides, not just the grieving of the something, but of the things you need to let go of or help let go of. That's what I think.
Yeah. And to think about the path. They said that because apparently they named it after that. There were these little nodules on the path that the Native Americans would take to going to their new lands, but they would be grieving, and then they'd find these nodules, so they called them Apache tears, right? And so it's that path too, that the path to forgiveness and which one you're going to choose, right?
Yeah.
Even in grief sometimes. So, All right, so I got, if you're number
Guess what? You're not going to get this one.
if you're number 2, let's put it back in.
Oh, I think it'd be funny. Put it back in.
Well,
Let's see.
we're gonna mix it. Y'all are seeing this, right? I can't really. There's not a lot of cards to shuffle, so just mixing them up, mixing them up, mixing them up. Okay, so you got amber. This one is actually amber light because we sell both. We sell a less expensive version, like a tumbled stone amber light. And we are always honest with you if it's that versus pure real amber, but it kind of has the same properties, okay? Because it's intention. And it says, first of all, amber light's going to connect to your sacral chakra, so it's going to be about passion, about creativity, about get you motivated, get you going. And so it's a crystal or stone, even though amber light's really not technically a crystal, we just call it one. Neither are obsidian, right? It's glass. Mm-hmm. These are resins. But this crystal, quote unquote, is good for vitality. It's very protective. All amber is very protective and helps ground higher energies. It absorbs negative energies, helps you be, a lot of people need this one right now. I think everybody needs to wear this. Helps you be respectful and more altruistic. Maybe everybody needs to be that way to each other right now. People are being so mean. It does stimulate intellect and memory, and also can counteract stress and depression, of course, with your doctor of choice, if you need that for that also. Amber and amber light, that's one of those that what I'm going to get for your reading then for number 2s this week is really what you took out of that. But I get most it being about, since it's amber light specifically, it's more orange. I get that most being about those of you who need like an uplift. You feel like drained of energy and you need to be uplifted and motivated and have a little more vitality. You feel just super, super drained. That's what I'm getting for number 2s, that you could work with amber light and also just bring in the color orange into your life this week. Anything orange, you could even eat orange foods and any of that for your
like
sacral
oranges.
chakra. Mm-hmm, yeah,
like oranges. How about orange slices?
That would be perfect.
How about circus peanuts?
Are they orange? Oh, those orange things? No, those are no.
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? It's almost time for candy corn.
Yeah, candy corn. There.
So
Or
it's candy corn.
Hey,
I bet you we can get candy corn tonight. Let's go to a Kroger and
Candy
see.
corn
It's
would
out
hit
there.
your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. So
See
you'd
there?
be doing good. You'd be getting the yellow and the orange. So that
And it has
candy
white, too.
corn and white, hey, going on up into your crown and your
So I
transpersonal
like.
chakras.
You gotta
Man, that
have. You gotta
corn-
get the candy
Did you-
corn made with real honey, though.
Great assignment for like Samhain or Halloween or Samhain, whatever you call it. Yeah, what candy is that? What chakra is that candy good for? Can't
Yeah.
never knew candy corn.
We're gonna go.
Good
We're
for,
gonna go trick or treating. We're gonna get the candy. Then we're gonna come back in here and we're gonna do a podcast based on.
I bet you
what
trick or
chakra is
treating's
good.
off this year. There's no trick
So-
or treating.
Then what we'll do is we'll just have the kids dress up, sit in the front yard. We'll drive around, throw candy at them. How about that? I can rig a little slingshot type catapult out of the back of the truck, load and fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be. It could work.
Well, thanks you guys for listening to. Really, the reason when we talk about this is we wanted you to know that we are getting back to as busy and as much as we're growing with all our different endeavors and things, that we still do have our hands in the products, and we're still creating for you guys. We'll never. That's what makes us love it so much. That's what makes Roger love it so much. That's where the connection for SoulTopia, and I think that's why SoulTopia has done so well, is because we really, really enjoy the products we make. So if you have any questions about that, and I promise you the classes are coming back, the Zoom classes and the online classes, the in-person classes, but you'll have to sign up early, I promise you. So that's going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can listen to SoulWhat on Spotify, the iHeart Radio app, Google Podcast, iTunes, and any of your favorite podcast platforms. And of course, by watching live on YouTube at SoulTopia, or on both of our Facebook pages at SoulWhat and SoulTopia at SoulTopia Holistic Boutique. thank you guys really for listening to us discuss things that matter to our soul and you discerning and deciding what matters to you. I hope you have a great week.
Good night, guys.